And like 12-year-old Jessica would have shit herself. Like there's just no way. Welcome to ODP. Yeah, you know we be keeping it real on Open Door Policy. I'm Jess.
And I'm Steph. Well, so what happened this weekend when you went back home to Stockton?
I smoked weed in front of my dad for the first time ever. I smoked weed in front of my parents for the first time ever.
How did that happen?
Okay, so, and like, I don't know if like this is like a normal thing or a comfortable thing, but like for me, it's just been a combination of like, I've been going through some stuff lately as far as like accepting my parents and my family dynamic. So like, yeah, like I was smoking weed in front of my dad, but it was more so like I'm fucking smoking weed in front of my dad.
Like what made you get to this moment, right?
Yeah, and also just like how it's, I don't know, it's hard to have an image or an expectation of how you think your parents should be, and that can cause me a lot of stress. Then to like, this is just what it is, and like, might as well. Like, it was cool and uncomfortable, and it was awesome, but I don't think I'll do it again.
Was he like, before you did it in front of him, was he like, come on, Jessica, let's do it together?
No. So this is what happened. Okay, so like, I just went home this past weekend to Stockton to visit my family. I haven't done it in a while. And my homie like came through, and like, you know, we were kicking it, drinking with the fam, blase, blase. And then it came time to like, yo, you trying to dip, you know? And usually like...
Go for a drive.
Yeah, no. And usually what we do is go for a drive.
Right.
And so like, I go to my dad, and mind you, like my dad literally just like passed out from being too fucked up. And then he passes out for like an hour, and then he like wakes up and like gets going again. And this is what I mean when like, this is like, you know, my family. And I've had a hard time kind of like accepting that growing up. But like, as I've gotten older, it's becoming a little easier. But yeah, so he's like getting lit, and I'm like, Dad, I'm about to dip for like 20 minutes. And he's like, no, like, where are you going? I was like, where do you think I'm going? I'm just like gonna leave for 20 minutes. And he was just like, just do it here. Just do it in the backyard. And like 12-year-old Jessica would have shit herself. Like there's just no way. Like, cause this is my family has always been crazy, but like they used to be a little more like, love it. And then like this is kind of like transitioning into like, okay, what's up, Mike and Laura? But,
loosen it up.
Yeah, whatever. But I was like, what the fuck are you saying, right? And then my mom overhears, and she's like, no, she can drive down the street. Like, I don't want that shit over here, kind of thing. And he's like, would you rather her be getting tied down the street or like in our backyard? Like, what are you saying? And like this conversation's happening in like in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Like everyone can hear. Everyone's like getting lit.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, like. My sister's right there, you know? I'm just like, fuck. And so then he's like, do it in the backyard.
Okay, so you did.
Yeah.
So you're like, fuck it.
So it's like, you know, Shane and I go in the backyard, and we're like gonna smoke, and then my dad and his like best friend and like my cousin, he's basically like my uncle, like follow us into the backyard. And I felt uncomfortable because I'm like, what the fuck? Like, are you about to like watch me do this? Like, what are you doing? It's just like it's not a normal feeling.
It's weird.
It's like the dynamic was completely different.
Because you're down to get high and be with friends and like have a good time. Not saying you don't want to have a bad time with them or
that's like my relaxation, like chilling time. And then to have my dad, who like I used to hide that from,
right?
You know, and be like literally scared shitless, like to walk into the house if I was high, like growing up.
Did they ever catch you with weed back in the day, or like
kind of? No, not ever catch me with anything. Like maybe I came home like too lit a couple of times, and they would just be like giving the side eye, but it was never like a full on
smoking weed
type of thing. No,
got it.
No, because I was a square.
Oh,
I was
really?
Yeah,
You're a square.
Dude, I was a square. I was the cool friend. I got to go everywhere, but I was like, you guys, like, we need to go. Like, it's time. Like, you guys, come on. Like,
Stop.
I don't want to. Yes, fool. That was me.
Actually, I can see it because
I'm hella annoying.
Because I've never known you when you've lived with your parents, because now you don't live with them anymore.
They were really strict on me. It's like I was already a square, and then they were even more strict on me because they were badass kids, so they thought I was going to be a badass kid. But I'm over here like, bitch, I'm not trying to sneak out. I'm just trying to journal my emotions. Like, that's not who I am, you know?
Just read my diary. You know who I am.
So I was anxiety 13-year-old freaking the fuck out.
That's funny.
Whatever. So okay, imagine that girl smoking weed in front of her dad. So that's why in my head, I'm like, what the fuck? And then like just go. I'm just doing it. And
having
then
anxiety.
Yeah. And he's like, why? Just why? Like, why are you smoking? And I was just like,
I like it.
You know, it's hard out here, and it's hard being me, and sometimes you just want to fucking chill, you know? But whatever. So as we're, like, getting comfortable, it was okay. But then I gave some to my uncle. We call him Moose. And, like, at the time, I thought it was hilarious. I thought it would, like, be a good idea. But obviously, like, you should not... Like, this is just a PSA to anyone, like, that didn't know. But you shouldn't let an adult that doesn't smoke weed anymore smoke weed. Because then they turn into the person who's smoking weed for the first time.
Oh,
and
right.
he was tripping. Like, I was like, what the fuck?
Like, instant mistake.
Instant, I was like, oh, shit. And literally, it was like truth serum to him. It was like, yo, this is just like me and your dad and, like, your aunt and when we were like, just
back
literally
in 99.
vomiting all of their, like, squad secrets, you know? So, I was just like, whoa. Yeah. It was chill.
Okay.
Like, by the end of it, it was funny. Like, at that point, it was, like, fucking hilarious.
Now looking back a week later, it's just now a memory and just... Do you think it's awkward if it were to happen again? Or
I don't want to smoke weed in front of my dad again.
Okay.
It's just not... I mean, it's different. It's different if, like, maybe, like, that's how you grew up. Like, I have some friends that, like,
they grew up smoking
with their
parents.
And it's, like, that's what they're doing, like, watching TV at nighttime. You know what I mean? But, like, it wasn't like that for me.
Yeah.
So I'm just like...
Damn.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But, so you smoked weed in front of your
I
parents?
have. Okay, so my parents separated in middle school. So I grew up in high school kind of like going back and forth between my mom and my dad.
Yeah.
I started smoking weed my senior year of high school. And it kind of like... It's weird. It's kind of sad, but it kind of runs in the family. Like, we all smoke weed.
No,
you know what I mean?
We all smoke weed.
Yeah, we all smoke weed. And it's not like we smoke weed sometimes. It's like we smoke weed a lot. And all of my cousins do it. My aunts and uncles used to do it all the time.
Yeah.
So I was always against it. And then the senior year of high school, I had a shit ton of parties. Because since my parents were separated, they kind of left me the house.
Yeah.
And they would come to me weekly.
Oh, what?
Yeah, it was crazy. Like, I had a crazy ass experience I basically raised myself the last 2 years of high school.
Yeah.
Okay? So I had whoever the fuck I wanted over.
Yeah.
I just did whatever the fuck I want. Had all these house parties. What my dad and uncle used to do is they would come home late at night, like 3 a.m. because they're in a band.
Yeah.
So they come back from the gig, they come home, and I was smoking a shit ton of weed with my friends. We were getting drunk, and I lost track of time. Like, I was usually, they know I'm having a party.
Yeah.
But it's like,
But
we're
you had to calm down and
yes,
have them leave by the time.
Exactly. So like, oh my, they're over, they're transitioning out. Okay, whatever. We're in the backyard, and I'm smoking a shit ton of weed. And my friend runs out to the backyard and he goes, Your dad's here.
That's okay, literally, that's
I was
worst.
like, oh shit.
Does that give anyone else PTSD?
Yes.
Dude, your mom's here. And I'm like, oh fuck.
Exactly. And so I was like, fuck, they already know I smoke weed. I've just never done it in front of them. So it was a different dynamic.
It's different. It's way different. I know it sounds like it wouldn't be, but it is.
No, it's so different because they don't see you high or in the act of it. So I had like the weed in my pocket and I was just like, fuck, okay, let's go inside. And I'm so high that I'm forgetting that I literally just smoked a shit ton of weed.
When you're hella high and you're not calm, then you just start fucking freaking out.
Not only was I freaking out, I was getting the giggles. I was just like, you guys, my dad's here. Like, I'm scared, but I'm like happy. And like, my dad's home. Like, yay, daddy's girl. So my dad and uncle are so funny and they're so dumb. They're like, oh, you guys are smoking weed, huh? Like, very just like, oh, we know.
But and your dad's so cool.
That's what's cool about it. Like that's
homie,
why I love.
Dad.
My dad wanted to smoke weed with me in the first place, and I'm like, no, I'm not gonna smoke weed with you.
You're that kid that has like the really laid back parents,
and I never wanted to do shit with them. I'm just like, no, they can't come. Like, invite your mom and dad. Like, nah, fool. This is my time with you guys, not my parents' time and me. It's gonna be weird. They're gonna embarrass me. They're gonna be like the coolest people there.
Yeah.
And then when that was my dad's situation, right? Mm-hmm. So my mom lives 2 hours away, and I went to go visit her for Thanksgiving. My brother was living with her at the time, and my brother just does not give a fuck about anyone or anything.
Yeah.
Smoking, like rolling blunts in front of my mom, doesn't care. So like he's just like that. And so I've never done it. And it was Thanksgiving. We did so many shots of tequila. We were just already blasted.
Yeah.
My cousins are there, of course. We're all stoners. And this is my first time I see my mom and like weed and myself at the same place.
In like the same area.
Yeah, and I was just looking at my mom, and then I was looking at my cousins, and they just kept going, and she's just like, I'm gonna go to your aunt's house. You guys have fun.
Yeah.
But I was literally like, blunts were already being passed, and I'm like, is this okay? Looking at my brother, he goes, Steffi, come on, let's have fun.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, fine. And then my mom walks out, and it's just kind of like, oh shit, this is awkward. This is awkward.
It feels weird.
So yeah, it's not something I really intend to do in my life, to like, I'm gonna smoke weed with my mom and dad.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, they're fun, and I'm glad that they'll be able and willing to do it in front of me, but it's knowing your boundaries between a kid and a parent. And I think that's just one of them. Like, as much as you guys want to be friends or anything, like me personally, I think that's where that boundary sets. It's like, I mean, I'll have a drink or two with my mom, but I don't know about smoking weed yet.
No.
I'm not there yet.
I don't know why I can get lit. I don't know why I can drink with my parents. That's just because my family drinks. See, that's another thing. I think, honestly...
And drinking too is weird.
See, honestly, I think I'm the problem. Like, I'm like the one.
Like,
yeah,
but
I'm like the
"Come on,
lame
Jessica."
one, and everyone else is like ready to fucking get jiggy with it, and I'm just over here in
Harlem shaking. I remember one time my dad,
Afraid.
he wanted me to take a tequila shot with him. He goes, you use salt and lime? I'm like,
Yeah.
Dad, come on. I'm just 22, or like at the time.
I get fucked up with my parents, dude. But
they
I get fucked up because I feel like I'm not cool if I'm not, because everyone else is doing it.
Man.
And I can keep up, so it's like genetics or what? I don't know. Whatever. So yeah.
Shout out to the parents. We love y'all.
Yeah, it's hard out here.
Efren and Sylvia.
Bye.
God. Oh.